Hensler. Jake Hensler.
Well, Mr. Hensler, fancy a drink?
As a matter of fact, I would. Apple juice. Mott's, not Welsh.
All we got is store brand.
Guess that'll have to do. Owned it. Thank you.
Deal you in?
Yes.
Okay. The game is 21. 4 showing.
Hit me.
$13 showing.
Hit me.
23 showing. House wins.
Hit me.
Sir, that's it.
So hit me again.
You've never played this game before, have you?
Can't say I have.
What do you think the rules of this game are? Of 21.
Never really thought about it. I don't know, I just always assume it's go fish.
These spy types. First that Bourne guy.
I mean, I gotta be better than that stupid Cody Banks kid, right?
You're not a real spy, though.
Excuse me?
You're not a real spy.
Really? If real spies have these babies?
No, not at all.
Oh. Guess I'm not a spy.
Guess you're not. Hi guys, I'm Andrew O'Shea.
Jake Hensler.
Welcome to a brand new Middle Seats. We have a big show for you, one of the biggest movies of the fall we're reviewing. We've got the top 5. What are we reviewing, Jake?
The new Bond film, if you couldn't tell. Spectre.
Also, we have a box office draft like we did in the spring. We're going to do it with winter movies. Our friend Alex Treber is here. It's a brand new Middle Seats, and it starts
Uno!
now.
Just next in line. Own yourself because no one else here will save you. Theirs will betray you, and they will replace you. Can't we never fulfill you? Belong secure you. Are you willing to die? Cold as blood runs through my veins. You know my name. If you come inside, things will not be the same.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew O'Shea.
Jake Hensler.
The Middle Seats is the longest running entertainment program in Marist College television history, and we are happy to be back with you again. We took last week off, but we've got a big show today. Jake,
Yes.
a huge show.
Huge. Enormous. Even.
Huge, huge. I had to stretch it out just to get ready for it.
Hit me.
24 Bond films.
Is that, oh yeah, because they were, before Spectre was originally given the title, they named it 24. I forgot that's how many there are now.
Yeah.
That's pretty
It's
impressive.
big. It's tradition. It's tradition at this point, and we get to review one before we head on out into the real world. It's exciting.
it's too early.
It's exciting. We're going to
is,
get
though.
to review that. We're going to get to review probably a Star Wars film, hopefully. We'll get to
Hopefully.
review maybe
That's
an
the
Avengers
biggest.
film. We already got to review an Avengers film.
Yep.
There we go.
It's been a huge year. Avengers, there's been Jurassic World. We didn't review that, but
It's going to be a big year. It's going to be interesting to see what we think of Spectre, too.
yeah, keep the audience waiting in anticipation.
But before we can go undercover and review Spectre, let's take a look at the news this week. It's the top 5.
Biggest news stories of the week in cinema, ranked in ascending order.
Oh, you cut to the chase right there. Shia LaBeouf keeps trying to convince us that he's not famous anymore, but I think he's more famous now than he's ever been. Like, if I wanted to right now, I could put him in any movie I wanted, thanks to that Just Do It video. I can make Shia be in Care Bears, Titanic, the USA versus Soviet Union Miracle on Ice game in the 1980s, pointing out how crazy Shia LaBeouf is really fetch right now. And yes, I'm going to make it happen. Is he doing it on purpose? Is he making a commentary on the state of celebrities? We may never know. Anyways, the Even Stevens star latest stunt involved a 3-day live stream and admission event at the New York Angelica Film Center where fans sat with the actor and watched all of his films in reverse chronological order. That includes all 3 Transformers, both Nymphomaniacs, Indiana Jones 4, Holes, and the Even Stevens movie, of course. His motives are unclear, but I'm hoping this is all just building up to the Shia LaBeouf biopic starring Shia LaBeouf,
So weird.
which would be awesome.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. I'm saying what he's doing is so like
It's
I don't
strange.
understand.
It's strange, but this one is kind of cool. I kind of like that.
No, it is. It's very cool, and it's cool that anybody can. It's free of charge, right? There's no admission.
Oh
or
yeah, I
anything.
was
You
watching
just-
it throughout. You can go see it with him. I was
That's
watching
so-
the stream most
that's-
of yesterday.
That's really cool.
His face during Transformers was pretty funny.
I can only
I tuned
imagine.
in for Transformers and for part of Indiana Jones 4, which he has publicly said that he hates.
Wow.
Yeah, he wanted to take a nap really bad.
It's so. Does he sit through all? Because it's just back to back, right? There's no like really breaks or intermission and stuff. They're just
Yeah, I
one
think he
after
goes to the
other.
bathroom real quick. He slept through a few of them. I don't know which ones he slept through.
I'm not surprised. Probably Dark of the Moon or something.
Probably. Dark of the Moon's. If I would sleep through one of those 3, I'd sleep through Revenge of the Fallen, even though it's the loudest movie in history.
Which one? How do you think? Like, how do you think he got all this like studios to like give this an okay? Doesn't he need some kind of?
You need money. Don't you have to pay money to like show these
that's
films?
What I was wondering.
Yeah.
How did he get? How is that okay? Like, how
There
did
might
he
be a
get the
big
okay
lawsuit
for
coming
that?
his way. We'll never know. We don't know what he was really doing per se. He might have been like studying what he does right, what he does wrong. We may never know. So I think it's time to just like move on from it and just kind of
Quick question before we move on. I know it's a really odd stunt, but it's getting a lot of publicity. Do you think we'll see this from future actors and actresses?
I think
do you
it'll
think this
just
will be a thing? Or
I
not?
don't think so because if you do it again, it's backlash. Oh, you're copying Shia LaBeouf. It's one thing.
that's
One thing
true.
you can say about him, he gets ahead of the curve. That's for sure. 100%.
I guess so. He's very original. It seems as if Disney is never not hard at work. Mickey Mouse may seem giggly and cuddly, but that mouse is building an empire. They have the rights to Star Wars and Marvel films and are quickly turning their classic fairy tales to live action films. They've already given us Cinderella back in March. We're getting Beauty and the Beast in March of 2017, and now they're talking Aladdin and The Little Mermaid as well, which have both run into some slight difficulties. We'll start with Aladdin, because there's a little more to that. Robin Williams, obviously still missed by all, left himself a legacy and a little trouble for Disney. Apparently he recorded so much material as the genie that they could actually make another Aladdin with his voice in it for the entire duration. But Williams signed a will preventing them from using his name or voice. So their new Aladdin movie will have to recast the beloved genie character. As far as The Little Mermaid goes, Ariel has been casted, but that's not the only news we have from there. Chloe Grace Moretz, most famously known for her foul-mouthed, badass character in Kick-Ass, will be playing the angelic and reserved Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Despite some questionable film choices lately, Moretz is one of the better up-and-coming actresses in the business. Other than that, however, neither Aladdin nor The Little Mermaid have any other cast members, a director, or release date, but I'm sure we'll have you covered when those are finalized. Don't you worry.
Disney seems to be going on this weird trend lately.
Yeah, they want everything with real actors instead of animation, which if it works, then it's cool, but it's
Did you
odd.
mention The Jungle Book in there? Because that's another one that's coming.
No, I did
Yeah.
forget Jungle Book. You're
Although
right, that's
that's
coming
pretty
April.
much an animated movie at this point, and we just got the
Yeah,
trailer
the
for
the
Alice
effects
in
in there
Wonderland
are
2, too. Yeah, the effects are so prevalent.
Yeah.
But yeah, Moretz is a great actress, but
She really is.
I agree, she hasn't been making
Yeah,
great choices.
she's coming out with a movie in like January or February that really just, I think it's based on a book, The Fifth Wave.
Part
and
of our
just
draft today, by the way. Yeah,
Kind of looks It looks whatever.
yeah, it looks whatever.
Interesting concept, but it doesn't.
Kick-Ass 2 was whatever. If I Stay was whatever. The
I
Carrie
didn't see If
remake
I
was
Stay.
whatever.
She had nothing to do in Equalizer.
Yeah,
pretty much.
that was whatever.
It's really Kick-Ass. It was amazing in.
Yeah,
Am
so-
I missing anything?
Hugo.
didn't
Hugo's
see
a really
that.
good movie.
Okay.
Little Mermaid live action would be interesting. Little Mermaid is kind of a dated movie, I think.
It is a little bit.
It's a little
Honest
bit. It's a little
Trailers
bit
ripped it
dated.
apart.
Honest Trailers ripped it apart.
Oh my god.
Aladdin, I don't think we need a live action version of Aladdin, and I'm glad that they're not going down the route of using Robin Williams. That would have been disrespectful,
Yeah,
I think.
I agree. I don't think Robin, as iconic as he is, I don't think it would have been right for him to bring him, for them
Oh,
to bring him back.
100%. Not even. Yeah.
But I think Aladdin live action might be cool. The way he like runs through the streets and the whole story is kind of interesting.
I think it would make a cool 3D experience if somebody did it correctly.
maybe.
And
I
but
think they could do something cool with that.
yeah, if they can find the right actor that can play the genie. I mean, like
Yeah, that's another thing.
that's one of the main. He was like nominated for a Golden Globe for that. I'm pretty sure.
He might have been.
Yeah, for that voice actor. So yeah, I'm not overly excited about either of these, but I can see both of them working out and both of them being terrible at the
Yep.
same time.
Pretty much.
So after taking 2014 off, Pixar is double dipping this year with June's Inside Out and this month's The Good Dinosaur. They go back to one film in 2006, but oh boy, is it a big one. We got a first look at the highly anticipated sequel Finding Dory this past week, courtesy of Ellen DeGeneres' Twitter page. Here's a look at the trailer.
cry, Mommy. Don't cry.
Dory. Dory?
Dory? It's the middle of the night.
Dad, Dory's sleep swimming. She's talking in her sleep.
Dory says a lot of things in her sleep, okay?
Hand me the ratchet wrench so I can fix it.
But Dad, what if she starts sleep swimming again?
I'm sure this was a one-time thing. So can we just all go back to... Dory?
Dory!
Dory!
I remembered something. That's not possible, is it? Okay, is it like a picture in your head and then you think I've seen this before? I just used the word before, which means I'm remembering something. What was I talking about?
Tease there, but all you need to know is that the original voice cast of Ellen DeGeneres, Albert Brooks, and Willem Dafoe, among others, are reunited with director Andrew Stanton, adding cast members like Diane Keaton, Eugene Levy, Ty Burrell, and Idris Elba to the mix. Finding Dory will be Keep Swimming in its release date on June 17th.
I didn't know they added Idris Elba.
I
That's
saw it
pretty
on
cool.
I saw it on IMDb, and I was like,
Wow,
okay, let's
that's
just throw
that's
his
a
name
pretty
in
big
there.
name.
It's a pretty
I
big
didn't know
name.
they added him.
I had mush mouth there for a little bit.
That's all right. It happens to everybody. I guess trailer talk though. Obviously, because Pixar is one of the most creative brands out there, I wasn't sure where they would go with this, but being that Dory has short-term memory loss, I figured it'd be something there. But I like that there's slightly more story to it. Like it goes into her background now, which is nice. It's unexpected from my end, I guess.
There's more potential there than I thought there would originally be. I was
I agree.
expecting. I don't want to accuse Pixar of getting closer to the cash grab stuff, but Cars 2 was like a cash grab. And I loved Monsters University. I'm glad that turned out well, but that could have easily been a cash grab too. If you're revisiting sequels and stuff, like have a point, and I feel like this could
Yeah.
have a point. It's a good start, It's
Yeah,
better than I
I've
wanted
been-
to.
I've been weary on a lot of animated sequels lately. Like I was weary about this. I'm very weary about Toy Story 4.
Very weary about
Incredibles
Toy
2,
Story
I have
4.
confidence in, but you never know. But I think the most weary for me is Toy Story 4. But this one I wasn't sure about either.
I was kind of in the middle, and this is a good teaser.
It is,
It gives us a
definitely
good
is.
like Ellen DeGeneres is back on her game and everything,
Oh,
and
yeah,
Albert Brooks
sure.
is back on his game clearly. They recast the kid that played Nemo because that kid's like 20 now.
Yeah, he's gotta be
Yeah,
old.
Nemo can't be going through past puberty at this point. But
That's a good point.
I think we're good. I think
Yeah,
we
no,
have a solid basis here, and we'll
definitely
wait
do.
to see until June.
Yeah, it comes out earlier than I expected. I thought it was going to be later.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I forgot the release date.
It's gonna make a crap ton of money though, that's for sure.
Only imagine. Well, speaking of empires, there is another one on the horizon to add to the likes of Disney, Apple, and Stop and Shop, and that is Netflix. The biggest contributor to obesity in America behind Taco Bell and Domino's has dished out $50,000 for director Bong Joon-ho's next film. The film titled Okja is Joon-ho's next film after critically acclaimed Snowpiercer, which Netflix was also streaming for a period of time. Being that Joon-ho is making some of Korea's most expensive films in history and getting success, Netflix is deciding to back him up and give him full creative control for his project. So to put that into perspective, they're expanding across the world and appealing to all kinds of filmmakers now by giving every writer-director their dream of full creative control. Oftentimes, studio will force a certain vision on the film that is different than what the director had in mind. Netflix apparently did not do this to Beasts of No Nation and are now allowing the same for Okja. Okja will star Jake Gyllenhaal, Tilda Swinton, and Bill Nye, and will be released in 2017. This isn't the first time Netflix is basically throwing down a college tuition on film rights, and it seems to be working. In the wise words of Dodgeball, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. I think this is going to be pretty good. It sounds good, and Beasts of No Nation is getting a lot of credibility, so it sounds like Netflix has a good interest in it, and they've been putting their interest in pretty good places. So.
Great cast.
Yeah.
Great director. Snowpiercer's awesome.
Snowpiercer's really good.
Snowpiercer was one of the most underrated
Snowpiercer's-
movies from last year.
Yeah, really underrated.
So
really
strong.
Well done.
And I think it's on Netflix now.
Is
right?
it still on Netflix? It was.
It was. I don't know if
it still
they
is.
are fluctuating between their like what they have and stuff.
Yeah.
But if it makes room for stuff like this, I'm not going to really complain because
Yeah,
I can
no,
get my
definitely
movies
not.
elsewhere. Like I can get my like big movies elsewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're going to release stuff like Beasts of No Nation, which I've heard is fantastic, and we might very well end up be reviewing
Yeah,
next week.
we're not sure what we're reviewing next week, but it might be that.
We
I'm
might be
pumped.
talking about that next week. But yeah, I'm very excited for this because especially he is so good at like when you give him a decent sized budget and just let him go crazy. That's what Snowpiercer kind of was.
Yeah.
It's unbridled creativity. It's unrestricted creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope he gets that here. I hope Netflix has enough money to give him something where he can just go nuts.
Yeah.
You know?
And it sounds like they are. And they're giving him full creative control, which doesn't always work out. Like George Lucas with the prequels of Star Wars obviously
yeah.
didn't work out, but sometimes it does. Like I'm pretty sure Guillermo del Toro had full control of Pan's Labyrinth, which I just watched last night. That was amazing. But I'm pretty sure he had full creative control over that, and it went fantastically. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
And sometimes you need people, sometimes you don't. Hopefully he doesn't need
True.
that many people censoring him. Our top story tonight, it's bittersweet and quite heartbreaking to say the least. Many of you have probably already heard the story of Daniel Fleetwood, a terminal cancer patient whose last wish was to see Star Wars The Force Awakens before he died. Fleetwood was diagnosed with spindle cell sarcoma in July, a rare form of connective tissue cancer that gave him a life expectancy of 2 months. The producers of the film obliged Daniel's wish, letting him see an unedited version of the film. Fleetwood died peacefully in his sleep last Tuesday, as his wife Ashley wrote that he is one with God and the Force.
Such a nice story, and I'm glad the studios weren't, for lack of a better word, assholes about it, and they let him get his dying wish, because that's such a nice thing to have. And some of the pictures showed like his room, and he really was everything
He was
decked out in
diehard,
Star Wars. He really was.
100%. Everything I've read about him.
Yeah.
And this was the guy that should get to see it early. You know, it's fair that
exactly,
happened.
of all people. Really nice story. I'm glad that happened.
I'm glad that the producers went out of their way to do this. You know.
Yeah.
There was so much negativity in Hollywood and stuff, and we talk about negatives and we poke fun and stuff. But then you see a genuinely good story like this, and it just raises your hope in humanity. You know.
Yep. But it's interesting because I don't think he said nobody knows if it's good or not yet. So I guess it worked out for everybody. The studio, nothing leaked from the studio.
I think
He
that
didn't
was
leak anything.
that would be their main concern.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm sure he has enough reverence and respect for them that he's letting them, that he wouldn't say
if
anything.
anybody would, I'm sure it's him.
He's the only one of the general public that knows if it's good or not right now. You know, he was the only one that knew.
Wow, the one man.
The one man. But rest in peace to Daniel, obviously, and thoughts and prayers with his family.
Absolutely.
And
Wonderful story.
Yeah, this will go down in legend forever, I'm sure.
Yeah. So good for him. But that'll do it for the news this week. We've earned our license to talk about Spectre. And Andrew, shake and stir up the conversation for us.
Thanks, Jake. What the James Bond franchise has done over its 53-year duration is impressive for dozens and dozens of reasons. Chief among them is the way the story of 007 continually finds ways to refresh and rejuvenate the formula. Connery set the standard, while Moore, Lazenby, Dalton, Brosnan, and most definitely Craig made it their own. Despite the different cadences and directions that each tenure of the franchise goes through, it always comes back towards the same place. Attempts at story and character depth eventually give way to stupendous set pieces, cool cars, bootylicious and beautiful babes, and gizmatic gadgets. Awesome alliteration, right, Jake?
Yeah.
Anyway, Spectre is the moment where Daniel Craig's Bond comes full circle. As the film moves along through its intimidating 148-minute runtime of explosions and espionage, I realized that Craig and director Sam Mendes had finally pushed the character to the persona that first comes to mind when we talk about Bond. But does that persona work with the character Craig has worked 9 years to perfect? A better question may be, can the old Bond exist in the new world? Spectre offers answers both to the affirmative and the negative of that debate, and that inconsistency ultimately costs the film. Spectre does begin spectacularly, with Bond tracking an unidentified criminal through Mexico's Day of the Dead celebration. The incident put Bond in hot water with M, played by Ralph Fiennes, who grounds 007 in order to limit the damage that MI6, I almost said M16, will take in the eyes of the newly in charge government bigwig, played by Sherlock's Andrew Scott, with the help of Q, played by Ben Whishaw, and Moneypenny, played by Naomi Harris. Bond ends up back in the field as he trots from global set piece to global set piece in search of a shady organization known as Spectre. Once Bond tracks down the terrorist group, we discover that not only have they been tied to Bond's troubles of the past 3 films, but that their leader Franz Oberhausen, played by Christoph Waltz, has ties to our hero that stretch to the distant past. Spectre feels like a tale of 2 films. The globe-trotting set pieces of the first hour and a half are pretty exhilarating, beautifully lensed by Hoyt van Hoytma, who has big shoes to fill following the brilliant and beautiful luminescent work of Roger Deakins in Skyfall. Craig can play 007 in his sleep at this point, and the returning players all mold a strong support. The major new pieces are where the problems come into play, though, and this is partially because of Spectre's reverence of the old. Bond's films of the 1970s and 1980s were preposterous, but in a campy, fun way. But Casino Royale up to Skyfall, while not without their camp, all make efforts to stay grounded. A Bond era for the technology-driven Edward Snowden generation of espionage and secrets. Attempts to have its cake and eat its too render Spectre's script uneven. Case in point is this scene where Bond seduces a grieving widower, played by Monica Bellucci, for information. I
If you don't leave now, we'll die together.
I can think of worse ways to go.
Ben, you're obviously crazy, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Now, all Bond films, Craig's included, are not known for their gender statements, to say the least. But come on, a scene like that, it doesn't work in the 21st century. It borders on sexual harassment. It may seem like I'm harping on small points, but the lack of realism based on nostalgia leads to some major problems in the script. Case in point is Waltz, who was born to play a Bond villain and gets a menacing introduction. This scene's pretty good, too.
Information is all. Is it not? For example, you must know by now that the 00 program is officially dead. Which leads me to speculate exactly why you came. So, James, why did you come?
I came here to kill you.
And I thought you came here to die.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
That's good stuff, but the character and the script eventually devolve into so much preposterous self-parody that it almost seems lazy. The final 30 minutes do not work on any level. There are so many unanswered questions that lack any sort of thrills or enjoyment. It's a head-scratcher and a whimper of a way to go out, especially if it's Craig's last film. Spectre overall is just sort of fine. It's going to rank right in the middle of the Bond annals and will probably be forgotten over time. But if this is Craig's final Bond film, I wish we could have gotten something that could have given us a little bit more of a license to care.
Good points, and I think we agree on some of them. And I know what you mean. There are points of realism in the Bond films where it's just kind of like you see they're paying homage and they're giving like their respects and bringing things back. And for me, I'm trying to think. I liked it personally, but I can see where people have problems. It's very, very mixed between critics, audience members, like everybody's like diehard Bond film fans to regular Bond fans. Everybody's mixed about it, and I can see why. But I like that they were paying homage and doing these absurd stunts, like with the plane in the mountains. Totally absurd,
Yeah.
but I liked it.
That's why I think the first hour and a half is really solid with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, really, really well done.
I love the opening scene. Love the opening scene.
For me, I had a bit of a, and it's not, the action was great. The little underlying story in it, I had a bit of a problem with.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
I was
first
like-
hour and a half are great on a thrill level.
Yeah, but there's little
things
you can pick out in the
that
story.
make no sense.
Yeah.
That like,
Yeah.
for me personally, it drove me nuts. I'm sure a lot of people will have no problem with it, but it drove me nuts personally. And then the last hour or so is not even that thrilling.
For me, the last half hour or so is just not well thought out enough.
The
It's
villain's
really-
plan doesn't really.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Doesn't land at all. Doesn't really make
That's
any
what
sense.
I mean. It's not
and then
thought out enough.
Both the good guys and the bad guys do things that make no sense.
Yeah.
Like they have plans that are like that would not work in 30 years. And you are so lucky. Oh my God, you are really lucky.
Yeah, it's like they pay homage to the Bond films, but they stretch it a little bit to the point where the line with realism is towed a little bit too much.
Unfortunately for me, I'm lukewarm. So I like parts of it. I really dislike other parts of it. But I feel like if I went back to this might fall apart.
That's
I am
why
afraid to go
I'm
back to
wondering
seeing
too.
this.
I'm wondering also, and for me personally, it's not. I like Casino Royale and Skyfall better, but for me, Spectre's best parts are up there with the best in any Craig movie, but it's got more problems than either of the other two. I'm not referring Quantum of Solace at all.
That's a good way to put it. That would
It's
be an
got-
absolute good way to put
yeah,
it. I haven't seen Quantum of Solace since it came out, so it's hard to rank it. I would put
Yeah.
Spectre. I would go Skyfall, Casino Royale, Spectre,
Yeah, I
Quantum
was
of
like,
Solace.
please tell me Spectre's ahead of
No,
Quantum.
yeah. I think we are flip-flop on Casino and Skyfall, right?
Slightly. I like Casino slightly better.
I think Skyfall just looks beautiful, and that's one of the things I
It
love
does.
about it.
And as far as an
it just
action
puts it
movie
over the
goes,
edge, yeah.
as far as like an action thriller movie goes, I would put Skyfall ahead of it. But for me, overall as a Bond film, Casino Royale by like a 10th of a rating, not by much.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Spectre, out of the 4 that I've seen, and based on what I've seen, I haven't seen a lot of other Bond, but I've seen
Me
bits and
neither.
pieces
Not
of
at
the
all,
middle
actually.
section and then the early stuff. This is the most Bond movie of the 4.
Right, and
Especially
that
when
is
it
what I liked
comes
about it, though.
to Spectre itself. Like
Right.
Dave Bautista is the big hulking henchman guy.
Right.
He's such a Bond villain.
Yeah, and he was good though. I
Yeah,
liked him.
and Vault's like, he turns into the guy that ties that girl to the railroad tracks by the end of it. Like he's pretty much a cartoon by the end.
I know what you mean a little bit,
a lot
but I
of
do
Bond
think
villains
he's
were like that. Like remember the guy
Yeah.
with the what's his name, Jaws, the guy that had like the teeth. You probably haven't seen this, but like
the old Bond films.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen.
But
I've only seen the correct ones,
I was
actually.
hoping you would have heard of some of the villains though. Like Jaws was one of the big villains, and he had like these grills, and like come on. That's so dumb, but it kind of works in a charming.
But for me, I
80s
don't
way.
mind it. I don't mind all the like the throwbacks to the old Bond films. And I know some people might find the ending a little saccharine, which means like it's a little too nice and a little too sweet. Some people might feel that way, but for me, it really depends on who comes back to the movie. If Craig and Sam Mendes and everybody else, if this is the end of an era, then I don't mind the ending. But if we're getting another one, then I don't know if it fits.
Yeah. See, the
There's
ending
a
for me.
lot of-
The ending for me was just kind of like, huh? What?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
I think we should get to ratings.
Yeah. Final.
One thing we didn't
thoughts
even
and
touch
ratings.
on at all is Sam Smith's song, which I think is boring. It's a boring song, I think, but I think it actually kind of works in the context of the film.
I thought it was okay.
Like
Not
it
the
makes,
best Bond song,
yeah,
but it was
no,
alright.
especially following Skyfall, which kicks ass.
And
Skyfall's amazing.
I'm a big personal fan of Chris Cornell's. The one
You Know
that
My
we
Name
played
that started
together.
the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that we played. I love that one. So.
I'm really afraid to watch this movie again. I'm giving it a 6.5 right now. I think I'm being very generous.
See, that's the thing. I gave it a 7.5, but I
That's extremely generous. That's like giving like presents to orphans on Christmas.
No, I think it. I don't think it could go upwards of a 7.5, but I think it's like for me, Casino Royale and Skyfall are about an 8. For me, this is a little below that, but upon a second viewing, it could go down.
Yeah.
That's like what you're saying. So I
Yeah,
think
that's what-
7.5 is probably about as high as it's gonna go.
Yeah, I'm disappointed though. I wanted this to be really great. And I feel like we've said that a lot of times this semester. We've had some really amazing highs and then some like mediocre lows. We haven't seen anything terrible yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank God.
Sicario was even better than I expected. This was a little.
Sicario was great. Crimson Peak was disappointing. Everest was
Everest was
disappointing.
disappointing.
The Martian was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll do it for our review of Spectre. We'll be right back. We have our second annual box office draft. Alex Treber's going to join us. Come right back with us, folks.
Be good.
Live and let die. Live and let die.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Andrew Ogier. This is Jake Hensler, and we are joined today by MCTV Entertainment Director Alex Treber.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's good to be here. It's very good to
I'm
be
glad
here.
you're here.
I'm doing really well.
Back with us as we do our second annual, I guess it's not annual, second seasonal, let's say, box office draft. Laura Platts. Laura, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Are you excited?
Yes.
We were just
Good.
talking.
I'm excited.
I think
I'm very
Laura is the second most. I don't know how to phrase that. Second most.
She's
person to be on
appeared the
show
second
ever.
most times
Yes,
on the show.
there we go.
There
Does
you
that mean
go.
I'm third?
No, that
You're tied for
Tied for
third.
third. All right, bronze medal. I'll take it.
I'm pretty sure Laura's the only one that's been on twice, like actually on set. It's
All
pretty
right, so
cool.
we did this back in the spring, and we did this with now our director, Christian Hopp, who is in the control room right as we speak. And I'm going to do a little bit of recap of how we did, but Jake and I are not very happy with the results. Let's just say that. Christian, his movies made a total of $1.36 billion.
Came out of his ass.
Yeah, and he drafted 2 movies that did not come out. I don't understand. This is not fair.
Yeah, his Underdogs movie that we all laughed at him for didn't come out, and then Jurassic World decided to take a dino crap on everybody and make over $1
He
billion.
murdered us and took a dino crap on our
Yes,
grades.
it was
That's
not
what he
fair.
did. Jake beat me, which hurts.
I
here.
drafted Avengers and didn't win.
And
Why
it
is that
hurts.
on the screen?
Surprise.
I don't like you. at all.
$1.108 billion Jake made, and I made $1.070 billion, despite having Straight Outta Compton, who gave it a little bit of a late race at the end. But we're going to try this again, and the orders were randomized. We get 12 movies. There's 40 on the table. Alex won the random draw. He's going first. I'm second. Jake's third.
Which means I
We're
can't
just going
win
to go in
at all.
order. Oh, that's great. That's optimism.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's just keep doing
Let's
this.
just be
All right, you want
honest.
just me and you? Or just-
Yeah, well, I mean,
Should I walk off the set? How's it going, guys?
20 movies for everyone.
yeah.
But let's get this underway. Alex, what's your
Okay.
first pick of the draft?
Gee. Oh, man. I thought
only
long and
imagine.
hard about this. It took me hours. I was slaving away doing research. I'm going to have to go with Star Wars, Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
I was hoping you wouldn't clarify which Star Wars, because then I would have given you Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. the
Making
worst-
$220,000
worst of all
in
Star
its
Wars
free
movies.
Holy cow, are we shocked? Because Star Wars broke the all-time ticket sale record already. It's not even out. So
They're
whoop-de-doo.
still adding more times for movies because tickets have sold out for so many shows.
Biggest anticipation thing,
broke the
bar
internet.
none.
It broke the
internet. Broke the internet. It broke the internet back in '99 too, and that's when we had dial-up.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
dial-up.
Get off the phone!
Mom!
I'm trying to get Star Wars. Okay, I'm next.
know what you're picking.
And I'm gonna take the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part
Shocker.
2. It's the right choice.
I know.
It's the
I'm
last
just saying I'm
film
not
in one of the most
surprised.
successful film franchises of the 21st century, probably ever.
Second
Jennifer
only
Lawrence is
to
one of the hottest
Star Wars.
actresses out right now. It's Philip
Liars.
Seymour Hoffman. Shut up. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman's last movie.
So sad. Rest in peace.
November 20th is the release date. By the way, the release dates here go from November 6th to February 19th, and we calculate money until the second week of March, just so if someone takes the February 19th movie, they don't get screwed out of no money. Jake, what's your first pick?
Since I don't think I can win, I'm gonna have a little fun with this and hope I pull a Christian. I'm pulling Deadpool.
Wow.
Picking Deadpool.
That's
Okay.
way too early for that. but,
Deadpool
you know.
releases on Valentine's Day week.
The hype for that movie right now, 1, is huge. 2, it's got a big following. 3, it's rated R, so everybody's gonna go see that because they're pumped that it's getting done right. And there's just a lot of anticipation behind it, and I hope.
2 out of the
I can
3
come
of
out
your
it.
premises are wrong in my eyes. 1, it's rated R. That means it's gonna make less money.
Yeah, lots
But
of
more
10
people,
and
but
11-year-olds
more people
going
will
to
be
see
drawn
Deadpool.
to it.
Yeah.
More people will be drawn to it because it's gonna be done right. Like
The-
no boycotting.
But the kids that's not how boycott works. But
I think it does.
people are gonna be like, the kids that want to see this that are like 11 or 12, they'll pay for Zoolander 2, which I don't know. They'll pay for Zoolander 2. Also, what was your other thing? The hype is unreal.
The hype is big on this movie right
The
now.
hype was real for Snakes on a Plane too, but that was all internet hype. And I'm afraid it's a
little
lot of
different.
internet
This
hype.
is also Marvel.
Hype's real
This
for
is also
Star
Marvel.
Wars.
It's a bit different.
And that's,
But that's different.
It's Marvel's first rated R. I think it's gonna be good.
I think it's a risk for your first pick, personally speaking.
I can't. You took Star Wars.
I
and
would tend to
Hunger
agree.
Games.
I would tend to agree.
What's your second pick?
My
We're
second
not
pick.
doing the round robin.
No, you're
no,
screwed.
Sorry.
Contra told me we
I
could.
think he probably thought we were doing
no
that, which
authority.
is why he picked Deadpool first. That's what my guess was. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with Hateful Eight. I love Tarantino. I think he could fill a lot of seats in a theater. Django was great. I know that had a pretty good opening. This is Quentin Tarantino's 8th movie. People love him. I know it's rated R, but I'm pretty confident.
But an auteur like Tarantino is kind of like, he's an exception to the R-rated rule because all adults will go see his movie if they know
Absolutely.
anything
Yes,
about it.
of course.
Django made deceptively a lot of money, so did Inglourious Bastards. I'm sure the Kill Bill movies did pretty well. He's just a name you can throw on
Yeah,
something.
seriously, you'd put Quentin Tarantino on there, even as like a producer credit, and you'll still get a lot of people seeing that movie.
Laura, I'm gonna ask you, with Alex's 2 picks, what's your favorite Star Wars movie and what's your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie? Right on the spot. Her palms are sweaty, knees
Can
weak.
I skip the Star Wars
spaghetti.
question?
You could skip it,
Wow,
really.
that's a bold. I thought
I
you were gonna
haven't
skip the other
seen
one.
all of them.
Okay.
And
Which
I
ones have you
don't
seen?
remember which ones I've seen.
Okay, then
So-
definitely skip it then.
Okay, well, I just watched Inglourious Bastards with my dad, so that's probably, I guess, my favorite.
Have you seen any
That's
other
a good one.
Tarantino?
Yes, I
Okay, just checking.
Oh, wow, sass there.
I personally haven't seen all of them. I've
He's
seen
my
a
favorite
lot, but-
director.
By the way, anytime I ask Laura a question, I'm stalling to figure out what I'm gonna pick next. But I know what I'm gonna
not
pick next, so
fair at
thank you.
all.
I'm gonna pick The Good Dinosaur.
Wow, I don't know. I think that's bold too. I kind of think that's
No.
bold.
I think that's smart.
Never
Unfortunately.
underestimate the power of a family film.
They-
That is
Minions-
like one of the #1 things I've ever
Minions
learned.
made so much money.
Minions blew up in the summer. Inside Out blew up in the summer. This is Pixar. They're a proven track record. They've never had a bomb. Besides, maybe Brave was not. No, actually, Brave was huge.
I think
I
it's-
don't know why I'm saying that. Brave was huge, especially with little girls. The Good Dinosaur is for little boys. I think mostly that's what it's going to appeal to, and they'll go to see it over and over again. But you know what? I don't know what the story is. I don't know what it's like. It could appeal to boys and girls too, and hopefully it's good. And if it's good, look out, because this could hit like 350 million if it's good.
The only thing that worries me is that they changed directors a couple times.
That's true.
They rehashed the story a lot. It was supposed to come out a lot earlier.
That's true.
And some other third thing that I can't remember right now.
Land Before Time factor?
No, but I mean, like it has been done before. Oh, the trailer, it's just all these beauty shots, and there's not really a lot of like story thrown in there, so it makes me a little wary of The Good Dinosaur. Like I really want it to be really good.
Whose palms are sweating now?
Not mine, because you're next.
I know.
I think
already know it's
I think it'll do well. I'm not sure it'll do as well as like Inside Out.
I think I tend to agree with that, because Inside Out is such a universal concept. It's such a genius concept.
Seriously,
And it's
that's
a great
great.
movie. It might be nominated for Best Picture. Good Dinosaur's length, it's going to open huge, I think. Its length is going to depend on how good it is. 100%. So I think, Jake, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to go with what we reviewed today with Spectre. It's
Good.
doing pretty well so far.
Spectre, right now, as we're talking, is probably around $80 million.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well so far, and a lot of people love Bond. Regardless of whether it's bad or good, they're going to want to see it. And it's doing pretty well. It's beating the Peanuts movie, which is also on here. So I'm going to go with Spectre. I feel like definitely can't hurt.
But
and
again,
I chose Mission Impossible last time, and it worked out in my favor.
But again, I think the length of how far it goes depends on how good it is. And the reviews are milquetoast. I don't know how the audiences are responding to it. I haven't checked the cinema score on it.
It's also pretty.
And do you know what cinema score is? Have you checked that? I think we talked about this
I
last
know what
time.
it is. I don't check it, though.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Spectre? How far can it go?
I saw it with you guys. I liked it. I thought it was a good Bond movie. It'll go far because it's a Bond movie, but I don't think much further than that. Like Skyfall maybe got a couple of people in there.
Skyfall was
one
the
or two
highest
times.
grossing Bond film of all time.
Maybe, yeah. So
in America, Spectre is probably
it's not
going to be
not gonna
worldwide.
be good as good. Not going to be as good as Skyfall in the box office, but it'll definitely be
a good call, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely a good call.
Probably better than Deadpool.
Laura, what's your favorite Bond film?
Oh wow, I've seen all of them.
Wow.
Have you really?
Yes.
Wow.
I started watching them like a long time ago, but
Right.
I liked Skyfall a lot. I agree with Andrew saying it was beautifully shot.
Yes.
So I would have to say that probably.
Good. I think it's a solid choice, 100%. Go ahead, Alex.
My pick?
Yes.
I'm going to go, since his most recent success with Birdman, I'm going to pick The Revenant, Alejandro Inarritu. I think...
So you claim that weekend.
Yeah. Christmas opens really well. And it just... All these Christmas movies, that's all people are going to see like the whole week. They're packed. I remember I went to see Birdman in maybe February. It had been out a long time, and the theater was sold out.
Right.
And it was shocking because everyone was talking about it. I think the buzz from Birdman is going to keep it going for a while, and also it's got Leo in it. So
And
that
yeah,
probably doesn't hurt.
the Revenant has Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's
And Tom Hardy. I love Tom Hardy.
I love Tom
and
Hardy,
maybe
too.
his best chance for an Oscar in like 5 years. And we're
He's
talking
been doing
about
some
a
crazy
time.
stuff.
He really has.
Yeah.
I don't
sleeping
know
in
why,
animal
but, you know.
carcasses.
He's Kirk Lazering
He's
in it right now.
Pulling
Like,
some Luke Skywalker, Harrison Ford stuff. So.
like sleeping in animal carcasses, you're right. Like just doing everything he can.
He ate like a raw liver from a fresh animal or something like that. He's going all in for this role. If he loses, I might laugh.
This might be his last movie. if he
Sadistically.
loses.
Yeah.
Cool, Jake. Ooh, I'm stuck between a few here.
Oh, good for you. How was it?
I think.
Inside joke, kind of.
You know what I'm gonna do?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna do Ride Along 2.
That's a
I'm
good
gonna do
choice.
Ride Along 2. The
Kevin
first
Hart-
Ride Along movie made $150 million.
But not a lot of people liked it.
Doesn't matter.
That doesn't. We're not going on. Like,
Kevin
what
Hart-
people
But if people
like
didn't
here.
like it, they're not going to go see it.
Kevin Hart is coming off the biggest comedy tour of all time. All time. And we're talking about like Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Louis C.K., all these big hits. Eddie Murphy, biggest of all time. The first Ride Along is huge. He has such a big audience. He's so big on Instagram.
huge pull.
He's so good on social media about promoting his movies. This is a smart choice because of that. And Ice Cube is huge too. Straight Outta Compton made Ice Cube huge, even if he wasn't already from the 22 and 21 Jump Street movies. So I think at the very least this will have a huge opening.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Go ahead, Jake.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's your turn.
All right.
I know it's my turn, but
Hey,
I'm not
Lauren,
ready
what's
yet,
your
so.
favorite Ride Along movie?
Just call her Lauren.
Your
Yeah.
favorite
Oh
Ride
my
Along?
God.
Her name's Laura.
Laura. All right. Nice to meet you.
Me too.
Your favorite Ride Along?
What's your favorite
What's
Ride
your
Along
favorite
movie?
Ride Along
The trailer for
See
2
it.
or the first one? Good, that's the right answer.
Andrew,
Okay, all right.
quick question. Is this for U.S. box office or is this worldwide?
This is U.S. box office.
Okay, never-
Have you just been
okay.
drafting blindly?
No.
It sounds like.
It sounds like it, but I'm not.
It's your turn, Jacob.
I know it is.
You
I'm
have
looking.
15 seconds.
No, I
And
don't.
I'm picking for you.
No.
Alex and I will pick for
No,
you.
absolutely
And
not.
trust
You're
me,
not-
Underdogs
you're
is
not
on the
playing
list.
stupid Jeopardy stuff with me.
No, Underdogs is on the list.
You're not playing your stupid
it
Jeopardy stuff
actually
with
on
me.
this list?
I'm gonna go Joy.
Joy. Okay. David O. Russell's reteaming with Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence,
Again.
Robert De Niro.
and Robert De Niro.
Again.
Again.
No, Robert De Niro wasn't in it.
Why will that work, Alex?
Why would what work?
Joy.
Jennifer Lawrence, she's got lots of pull. This combo, Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, that's worked a lot in the past. American Hustle was very good.
Right.
So was Silver Linings Playbook. That pulled in a lot of numbers. I think it's a good choice. Probably better than Deadpool and whatever you picked second.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
Spectre. Maybe not as good as
right
Spectre.
there, man.
Okay, yeah.
Talking smack over here.
I know, a little bit. It's my first time on the show, so gotta
No,
talk
it's
some
fine.
smack.
No, it's good. I think it's good. Go
It's
ahead.
a solid pick.
Your turn,
Definitely
Alex.
solid. Okay, what was I thinking? I'm gonna go Kung Fu Panda 3.
That's a great choice, I think.
The first two, they're pretty funny.
They're pretty great movies, actually. Pretty great
They've
animated
got
movies.
some great lines in there.
The second one is excellent. It's really good.
I didn't actually see the second one, but when I saw the first one, I was on like a big I hate DreamWorks phase for some reason.
But that was like a good
I was one
way
of
to
those
bring it.
Pixar boys, Pixar.
Well, they were coming off.
DreamWorks sucks.
They were coming off Shrek 3 and B movie, which you can hate those. That's
B
fine.
movie, more like B
Seinfeld.
movie. It was so bad.
Newman. Anyways,
but I think Kung Fu Panda will do really well if we're going with family movies. Just like you
Yes.
picked a good dinosaur.
cycling through.
You have 15 seconds.
Okay, Peanuts movie, bitch.
I already own you there.
In your
I got Spectre. I own you there.
Peanuts movie is about at 55, 60 million, I think, right now. Had a solid $45 million opening, like an 84% of Rotten Tomatoes. Nostalgic adults, it's going to play well until at least A Good Dinosaur, which will probably cream it on Thanksgiving. I'm seeing a ceiling of around 150 to 180 million there.
The stars are telling me 180 million. I don't know.
It is your turn. You're going to mock and you're going to make you're not even going to break a
I
billion.
know. I'm having fun with this because I can't win. So leave me alone.
He's the heckler in the back of the audience that can't tell jokes, but yells, tell some jokes.
Yell at me.
I don't know what
Tell
that
jokes
means.
at me. Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna go Hail Caesar.
Okay. Coen Brothers' newest film, pretty big cast.
Yeah, big
George
cast.
Clooney, Channing
Very big
Tatum.
cast.
How
Who else
well
we got?
did
Josh Brolin.
Jonah Hill, Scarlett
Hill.
How well
Johansson,
did
Ray
Inside Llewyn
Fiennes.
Davis do?
Not great.
Not great.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
But I
the
don't
best-
think-
I loved Inside Llewyn Davis.
I don't
love
think it's got quite the
soundtrack.
publicity that Hail Caesar's getting.
I don't.
Hail
Yeah,
Caesar's
I
getting
agree
pretty
with
big
that.
already.
If we're gonna compare it to another Coen Brothers film, I would say True Grit is a good comparison as far as like cast prestige
love
goes
True Grit. True
and like holiday like seasonal film. Hail Caesar's gonna get a big push because of the
I think it
cast.
will.
And I
I
think
I know
don't-
people who are pushing it already.
I don't know if it'll be a massive blockbuster, but I can see in a perfect world it makes it to like 70, 80 million, which will be a good modest hit for you, I think. All right, go ahead, Alex.
I'm debating whether to go back to Christmas weekend. I've got so many there.
Looking at that Krampus, I see.
Yes, definitely looking at Krampus. Said nobody.
I really hope that I don't end up with that.
You can't. There'll be 4 left over.
Oh, true.
All right. I probably
assuming
have
that
a
we can pick
countdown
that?
clock. Let's see.
10 seconds.
I'm gonna go with Zoolander 2.
I was looking
Or
at that.
its actual title, Two-Lander.
Two-lander, yes.
Islander.
The first one has pretty cult following.
Yeah.
The only
Big
problem
cast.
is it's going up against Deadpool. I don't think it'll beat Deadpool. I think it'll do well. I think it'll do well over time. Probably not have a great opening
Not
weekend.
Deadpool will.
Do you think it's been too long?
I
Cast
think
is still good.
maybe the fact that it's been so long might help it because people have been waiting for this for
Oh,
a pretty
optimistic
long time.
are we?
I don't know. I've heard about Zoolander 2 a while ago, and I'm still pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
I think they need to up their marketing a little bit better.
Oh, yeah, they've only had the one trailer, right? I'm assuming we're going to get one within a week or two.
Yeah,
Probably going to get one with Hunger Games.
I'm excited for the
if we're thinking
X-Men
Paramount.
trailer with Star Wars.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with anything except
Civil
for I
War
love
with Star
X-Men.
Wars, too. I'm going to go with Creed.
That was my other choice.
I'm going to go with
I was
Creed.
looking at that, too.
An extension of the Rocky franchise. Michael B. Jordan is one of the hotter young actors right now. Sylvester Stallone is getting Oscar buzz for his role
Coming off that
as a
Fantastic
supporting role as Rocky. Yeah, listen, I was hoping you would have mentioned that.
As what?
Yeah.
Coming off Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Michael
fun
B.
fact,
Jordan.
Christian drafted that too, and he still kicked our ass. I
Yeah.
hate this.
Yeah.
This was not fair.
No, it really
fair
wasn't.
at all.
Really
Laura,
was not
what's
fair.
your favorite Rocky movie?
Why do your eyes like go like
Because I haven't seen it.
you like? Have you ever seen Rango?
No.
Have you seen Rango where the girl goes like this every time someone like she gets angry? You freeze up every time.
Oh yeah, she just like spaces out.
But what's your favorite Rocky movie?
I haven't seen any.
Okay,
Rocky.
so Rocky.
Say Rocky.
Rocky
Okay,
1 or
Rocky.
6. 6. Jake, go ahead.
I know. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with 999.
Okay.
Little bold, maybe a little bit outrageous, but it's got a good cast, and the trailer looked pretty good. And it's competing against. It comes out right around the same time as Deadpool, so strategically, I don't have to worry about that.
Should be a minor hit, hopefully.
Yeah, it's got
Strategically.
Chiwetel Ejiofor. It's got
Do the whole cast. You got it right there.
Oh, look at that,
Where-
fancy.
I did my research.
There should be.
No,
page
unlike
numbers
me.
on this.
Norman
I am getting
Reedus,
lost.
Kate Winslet, Gal Gadot, who's playing Wonder Woman, Woody Harrelson, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Casey Affleck, Anthony Mackie. I just read that off and not looked at you. That's okay. Really, really big cast though, if you were listening. So, hopefully, good
100%.
stuff comes from it.
Alex.
All right, my
Go ahead.
turn. I'm gonna
And go as slow as possible.
Okay, I'm gonna go as slow as possible.
Something odd
I'm
about the
gonna
teleprompter,
go-
isn't it?
Right? I know.
I'm gonna
It's
go
not like
figure
we
it
have
out.
an editor or anything.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm gonna go pick The Night Before, only because I've been seeing a lot of it on TV. They're really getting their name out there, and it's just hiding right at the bottom of this page here.
Thanks.
Thanks. You crossed it off and then
Yes, I
showed.
crossed it off and then circled it for everyone. It's
Seth
got-
Rogen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good
I'm
promotion.
excited to see Anthony Mackie in
And a comedy. Yep.
The Home Alone Me line is pretty good.
Yes.
Makes me laugh every time.
It does. Yeah.
It'll probably make me laugh. When
I think it'll be funny. I don't know what his legs are going to be like, especially
How
it's
do
a
I
crowd
look?
important
Weird.
time.
How about now? Weirder.
Let's quote the trailer, Jake. Good job.
Why not?
I'm going to do Daddy's Home.
Oh, you're both taking the stuff I want.
That's why it's called a draft.
That's why you're third pick.
You have a stick up your butt, Andrew?
Will Ferrell
You
and
got
Mark
Hunger Games. I don't want
Wahlberg.
to hear from you.
Coming off the other guys, their team up in that.
Very
Wahlberg's
funny.
a big name.
Very funny.
Ferrell's name has been going down recently. Get
still
Hard didn't
huge.
perform, but he's still one of the biggest
Yeah,
names in
everybody
comedy.
knows who he is.
Excited for it. I don't really have much more to say about it. Go ahead, Jake.
All right. I'm going to go with In the Heart of the Sea.
Chris Hemsworth, directed by Ron Howard,
One-
reteaming after
One
Rush.
thing about that is it comes out a little bit before Star Wars, so I'm banking on a good opening weekend. But they moved it from March to December, which means they have confidence in its quality.
Right.
So that's what's intriguing me. It might get a little Oscar buzz here and there. It looks pretty good. It's getting some audience buzz. So I don't know. I think it's got a good shot.
All right, Alex.
All right,
go ahead.
I'm gonna go with The Big Short, mostly because of its
That looks good.
star-studded cast. Adam McKay, he's done a good job directing. He directed Step Brothers, right?
Step Brothers, Anchorman, both Anchormen. Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights, right.
Doing
It's got-
kind of a more of a, not a drama, but a dramedy.
Yeah, so Brad Pitt, Christian Bale, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, they put people in theater seats, I think.
I think
Yeah.
that will go as far as how good it is.
Yeah.
It's a big
Looks pretty
cast,
good.
though. It's a pretty big cast.
I don't know why it's opening 2 days before Christmas, but I don't know why.
Is Christmas on a Sunday? That might be why. Or a Friday thing.
It's possible.
Okay. This is where this is going to get more difficult.
Yeah, this is where it gets hard.
bottom of the barrel here.
I'm going to do, I had one picked out here. Okay. I'm going to go with, I was just about to say Krampus, but I don't mean that. It's just a
JK
reflex.
It's fun to say.
Let's do Alvin and the Chipmunks. Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Wow.
God damn you.
Never underestimate the power of a family film.
But when it comes out the same
Opening
weekend
the
as
same
Star
day as
Wars,
Star Wars.
Bolds.
Yeah.
Bolds.
I agree.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I already know what my pick is. I'm going to cut off your banter
Then
and
go for
go Dirty Grandpa because the trailer was just released and it looks kind of funny. And it's got Zac Efron's on the rise. Robert De Niro was never ever fallen. So, and they're both in the movie, and it looks decent actually.
Right.
Trailer kind of funny, so I'm gonna go with that.
Dirty Grand. I haven't seen the trailer for it yet, but I think that combination is pretty interesting. Go ahead, Alex.
I'm gonna go with The Forest, just because Natalie Dormer. I mean, come on.
Do a lot of people know who Natalie Dormer is?
If you
Do
watch
enough
Game of,
people
if you
know.
watch Game of Thrones, you know.
Or
who
Hunger
Natalie
Games.
Dormer
She's in
is.
Hunger Games too.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's in Hunger Games 3 actually.
She is in Hunger Games, and yeah, and 4, I'm sure.
But yeah,
I haven't looked at the cast.
I have no idea what the movie's about. Probably something to do with the forest. but you know,
It's
Natalie Dormer.
it's supposed to be a horror movie.
Okay,
supposed
all
to be.
right. And I don't think
That's
it's
why
competing
supposed to be.
against anything else that weekend. So
It comes out same weekend as Revenant and Hateful Eight, so you really doing that weekend.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is your
yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, you can have that one. I'm gonna go with Sisters. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I know they're going up against Star Wars, but come on, somebody's gonna want to see this. My mom's gonna want to see this instead of the Star Wars.
I'm probably
as
gonna
she
want
would
to see
call
it, not instead of Star Wars, but
Yeah, I will see it eventually.
I'll get there.
Director of Pitch Perfect too, the first one. So that's an underrated little tidbit about it. Go ahead, Jake.
Let's see. I'm thinking. I don't know. I might go. I don't see. I'm torn between a couple of things. You know what? Spotlight is getting a hell of a lot of Oscar buzz right now. I know it's only going to be released in limited theaters, or it's not going to go like universal delete the theaters for a while, if ever. But I'm going to go Spotlight
now, right?
because
In New York
it's
and-
getting a hell of a lot of Oscar buzz, and in that case, people are going to want to go see it. So,
No, I think it's a very good pick. I agree.
hopefully something happens with
I think
that.
it's an excellent pick.
In case you know, Spotlight has a star-studded cast with Michael Keaton, Mark Ruffalo, Rachel McAdams, John Slattery, Liev Schreiber, Stanley Tucci, a lot of big stuff.
Laura, what's the best movie you've seen so far this year?
Oh, this year. I mean, I saw Inside Out. I really,
that's a
really
good
liked
choice.
that.
Great
That's a
choice. It's my
great
favorite
choice.
one so far too.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Alex.
Doesn't even matter. You have Star Wars.
Do I have to? Yeah, I guess that's true.
You can pick Krampus. It's fine.
Do we remember what happened this summer?
If Krampus makes like $1 billion, I'm gonna shoot
I
myself.
kind
It's
of
over.
want to say Frankenstein, but not really.
I don't think you want to say
I don't-
that. I'm
I
gonna help
don't.
you out there.
It's just Daniel Radcliffe. He's what a guy.
He is a guy. It's true.
His mother says he's fantastic.
I'm gonna go 13 hours because Michael Bay keeps making movies and people keep going to the movies.
Apparently.
I don't know why.
Do you know what?
People
True.
want to see Benghazi explode, and then
John-
Hillary Clinton complain
John
about it.
Krasinski, I don't know. He's another great guy. I love The Office. This is a totally different thing, but screw it. Going with Jim Halpert.
I'm gonna go with the Nicholas Sparks, and I'm gonna go with The Choice
That's what
I
that
know
is?
was a Nicholas
I don't even
Sparks.
know what that was.
I should've
Coming
wrote-
out near Valentine.
with Alexander Daddario, who is one of our favorites.
Wow, you ever see True Detective?
What? I have. She was great in San Andreas. She ran from those
great in True
earthquakes.
Detective.
She ran from those earthquakes really solidly. So that's my choice. Nicholas Sparks movies
That's my choice.
usually make money. They've been on a slump lately, but well, maybe this one will be okay.
You know what? I know. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna go Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies
I was gonna pick
because that looks pretty nifty. It's got a really interesting story behind it.
It's an interesting idea.
Yeah,
but
that's
for
what I
the
meant.
very
Very interesting
least, yeah.
concept.
Lena Headey and Charles Dance.
And
Yeah.
Charles Dance.
Yep.
Coming
Big
back
Game of
together.
Thrones stuff.
A lot of Game of Thrones, yeah. Okay.
There.
Go ahead, Alex.
How many picks do we
How
have?
many we got
Two?
left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have.
3 left.
Is that? Yeah,
That'd be
that's
12.
what 12.
So we have 3 each.
Math. We have 3 each.
I didn't even
So,
have to
so
look at
3 more picks. The final countdown.
Da-na-na,
There it is.
na-na-na-na,
Okay.
na-na-na-na-na-na.
Wait, it's bottom of the barrel, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It gets harder. It gets a lot harder.
You know what, Alex? I would really recommend.
It's a lot of gambles at this
Krampus.
point, ladies and gentlemen.
Not even Krampus. I would really recommend By the Sea.
Why are you helping him?
I
I still have a chance. Don't help him.
Actually, you know what- you know what?
Jolie and Brad Pitt.
The Fifth Wave. Go with that one.
No. I might, as much as I hate to listen to Jake, I might just have to go with By the Sea.
If you lose, I'm gonna die.
How well did whatchamacallit do? Invincible, or no, not
Unbroken?
Yeah, that
It did pretty well, but that was it came out during Christmas and it was a really big story based off a book.
And it
This
also
one's
was
got
okay.
Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. People love.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
a couple
good.
power
1, 2,
they've
3.
got.
So we
Maybe
have-
throw in a couple
we
more
have-
kids there.
Okay, we have 9. We're not going to pick, like, the small movies aren't going to do a big difference. I'll tell you what, let's do 10 each.
Okay.
I think that makes more
Oh, so
sense.
I only
Because,
have one more
yeah.
pick.
Fair
So you
enough.
only have one more pick. That wasn't going to influence your decision anyway.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. I'm going with Concussion.
Oh,
What a-
Will
that's
Smith,
the one I was thinking about.
Topical movie about the NFL.
Such a bad premise. Like, oh, these are people who are getting paid millions and millions of dollars and they're getting hurt.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's an interesting topic to talk about, though. All the reviews are mixed, though. It premiered last night. Go ahead.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You got 2 picks left, Jake.
I know. You know what? I'm gonna go with my boy Tom Hardy in Legend.
Where he plays a dual role.
Yeah.
Oh.
He plays twin brothers, the Cray brothers.
Taron Egerton in relation to
Steph
Stallone.
Cray.
Is he related?
I doubt it.
No,
I don't-
Taron Egerton's the kid from Kingsman.
Yeah.
All right,
Who was really good.
Last pick, Alex.
We're gonna do it. Krampus.
Yes.
Krampus. I'm going with Krampus. It's just fun to say, and that's all I have for it. So Krampus it is.
No banter needed for that.
December 4th.
Go see it.
Be there.
Go
help
see
me out, guys.
Krampus.
I'm gonna hope that Room blows up. I'm gonna go with Room. Brie Larson. Huge Oscar buzz. I hope it works
It
the
is
same
gonna
way as
get Oscar
Spotlight.
buzz.
I think Spotlight will be the bigger hit, but I think Room will be a minor hit if it picks up with audiences. All right, Jake, last pick overall.
Last pick overall.
Mr. Irrelevant.
You know what? Never underestimate. I can't think of the word, but I'm gonna go Finest Hours. It's like a rescue kind of mission. Pretty decent cast.
It's pretty.
It's got like some visuals
How
on
did I
it,
skip
and like a
Finest
storm.
Hour? Yeah, I would have done that.
So that's what I'm
missed that.
going with. Those are my 10. So Andrew, recap. I know you like to do these things.
I like to recap. Alex's team is Star Wars: The Force Awakens,
He
Hateful
wins.
Eight, Big Short, Revenant, Kung Fu Panda 3, 13 Hours, Zoolander 2, Night Before, Forest. He doesn't even know what that is. Krampus and By the Sea.
Don't know what any of the last 3 are.
I think
Oh
I
my
should get an
God.
extra pick because I didn't
I
get the
really
big
hope
two.
you lose.
I
I
will
am
not.
Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, Good Dinosaur, Creed, Ride Along 2, Peanuts Movie, Daddy's Home, Alvin and the Chipmunk, The
You
Road
love
Chip,
those kids'
The Road Chip, oh puns.
Road Chip.
Sisters, The Choice, Concussion, and Room. I think we drafted 11. I think I counted wrong.
What?
Yes, we drafted 11. Whoops. Jake, you have Deadpool, Spectre, Joy, Hail Caesar, 999, In the Heart of the Sea.
We did.
Dirty Grandpa? I was about to say Bad Grandpa. Spotlight. What's the one all the way over there? Oh, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, Legend, and The Finest Hours. That's
stuff.
what we'll do for the draft. Alex, I'll let you know how we do. Maybe
I'm-
we'll talk about
I'm-
it. We'll
I'm
have you back on the
feeling-
show
I'm
later.
feeling Christian right now. I think I'm gonna pull an upset.
I don't think so.
We'll see. That'll do it for this episode of The Middle Seats. If you would like to follow our work, we have a website, we have a Facebook page, like us there. Email us if you have any questions.
Follow Alex Schreiber everywhere.
Follow Alex Schreiber.
Just
Not
on the
physically,
street.
that's creepy.
I don't have a
but
smartphone, so you just have to walk around.
Yeah, just follow him on the street with a tuba,
I've got
but
great
don't judge
tidbits
him.
of knowledge.
Don't
Just,
judge him.
hit me up.
Next week, we're probably going to be reviewing Beast of No Nation. If not, we're going to be reviewing By the Sea. That'll do it for us. I'm Andrew Ojay.
Jake Hensler.
I'm Alex Schreiber. Have a great night.
Wait, who's that?
Oh.
Who's that?
That's also Laura Platts.
Yay, Laura.
She's not on camera right now, but keep that seat warm, everybody.
Laura.
We'll be right back before, what's a Bond-related pun? I didn't write one, but whatever. See you next week.
Funniest thing to walk into.
Oh, I have to say shit?
Oh,
You said I didn't.
the card's correct.
Well, the cards I didn't correct.
They need to be correct.
Why are you smiling?
I'm gonna kill you.
He